safely, of course, or go down. The yardage he gave up on that play, that's going to be
the first down marker. A breakdown defensively there as the scramble is going to set him up with a much more manageable third down. Throwing is Hurts. And complete to Zach Ertz. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. A gain of 22.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
And Sanders there with a first down carry that might have gotten a yard, if that. Second down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
On 2nd and 9, Hurts. He's got Smith here. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 25-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. His throw incomplete. Jalen Reagor was the intended receiver, and it's 2nd down. Now this one complete downfield on the left side.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Eagles take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Returning from his end zone is Ray McCloud. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. Because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Now Haskins on first down. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. Haskins will throw, and this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. A solid gain of 15 yards in the stick. Touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. A run with Harris out of the shotgun.
It's going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Off the play fake. Here's Haskins. And he's going to be taken down. Back around the 35-yard line. Fletcher Cox, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really, really turning in an incredible performance. They go play action with Haskins. Rolling to his right. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Boswell's kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. So they get the 3 points, but they've now had 3 trips into the red zone, and that's all they've come away with.
And in the NFL, the way they measure red zone efficiency and success, did you score touchdowns on those drives? That's first and foremost. Getting points, that's the second measurement. So by that measure, they haven't done very well. They've got to figure that out.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Play action. Here's Hurts. Hurts has it left side. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Eagles on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 11. Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. Stephon Tuitt able to shake free and get home for the sack. The Eagles send out their punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. McLeod to return it. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. 7 yards, the pickup there.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
Focus, defense, focus.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Haskins. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Alex Singleton. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that will extend this big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away. Returning from his end zone is Ray McLeod. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart.
They've tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. A penalty as a result of that hit there.
Now Haskins to throw it. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage. The drag route can be effective when it's run well.
Options galore here. Second and a few inches. Here's Haskins to throw. And he rifles one incomplete. Najee Harris, the one he was looking for. And that'll make it third down. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. They run for it with Harris. And he will have a first down as they get him to ground at the 37. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Shoot.
Harris. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Alex Singleton, the linebacker, there on the tackle. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the fourth quarter. Should rely more on the passing attack?
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first three quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try and find some targets in the open field downfield.
Looking deep here for Ebron. And this is caught. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
Check. Fresno.
Harris. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
Every team we ever talk to that continues to run the ball in a game, even when they haven't had much success, all talks about attrition, don't they? If you keep running it, eventually good things are likely to happen. It's been a hard go in this game today, hasn't it?
Yeah, this defense, they've met pretty much every challenge in front of them this afternoon.
They're still trying to run the ball, but they're not finding much space.
Second and goal from the 1. Again, it's Harris. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Najee Harris punching it in from a yard away. And the Steelers are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. And oh my goodness, this is nowhere close. Well to the right and no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. From the 10. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, you know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's going to go as a loss of 7, and it'll set him back for second down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And this heads straight to the sideline. I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, they won't. Here comes the flag. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
Looking to throw. There's the former quarterback, Greg Ward Jr. Past the 20. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that once he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
Well, they're looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Returning from his end zone is Ray McCloud. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. They'll roll him out right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. An explosive 38-yard pickup. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Go on, come on, D.
On play action, Haskins. Pressure gets to Haskins, and down he goes. Fletcher comes for the 7th time in this game alone, and that ties him with the late Derek Thomas for the most sacks ever in a single game. Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18. They'll try the right side with Harris. Yeah, nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Back to throw. Haskins hit, and he lost the football. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now it looks like he'll throw here. He'll buy some time right. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this will be caught with taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown.
Talked about by land or by sea, right? 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
I just grab a nugget when I can.